I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me, and see the screen properly. Can I get a quick confirmation on chat? If you can see me, hear me, and see the screen properly. सबको मेरी आवाज clearly सुनाई दे रही है, right? We're going to be talking today what should be your 1 month strategy to preparation, okay, for the FRM level 1 exam, and I'm also going to be talking about the level 2 exam. Okay, I'm going to give you the exact blueprint, okay, to look at your FRM level 1 preparation and also for your FRM level 2 preparation. Okay, I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me, and see the screen properly. Give me a quick confirmation on chat, right? Perfect. We're going to be starting out with the discussion now. So over here, first I'm going to walk you through the 1 month preparation plan for your FRM level 1. Okay, so in the order of the preparation, the FRM level 1 exam is going to start early. Okay, and there are total of 62 chapters. Okay, the exam start date is 10th of May and it's going to end by 16th of May. So you have to choose, you must have chosen a window, a date, and you're going to be appearing for the exam. Now from the exam structure point of view, we all know that the weightage is 20% for this, 20% for this, 30% and 30%. So the last two books are slightly heavy weighted in the exam preparation. Okay, the valuation and risk model and the financial markets and products. Okay, now how should you actually plan your overall 1 month? So now the first slide that I'm talking about is with respect to how much time you need, okay, to prepare in that entire month. Okay, so overall what I'm looking out from you as a student, okay, is that you should be dedicating the minimum 3 hours per day. Now this is with respect to those students who are actually working somewhere, they are working professionals. Okay, so total, if you're able to dedicate 3 hours on an average per day, then in the first 20 days you'll be able to dedicate 60 hours on weekdays plus 10 hours on weekends. Okay, 10 hours on weekends. Now why am I saying last 10 days? Because the last 10 days is where you have to read heavy. Okay, you have to prepare heavily, which means that generally a lot of working professionals, they get their off, okay, preparation off during that period. Okay, so that's the reason I've considered that they will be able to sit extensively in the last 10 days, and that is where it's going to be 8 hours per day. Okay, so 80 hours. So if you overall combine, okay, there is 70 hours over here plus the 80 hours. So 150 hour of preparation is what you should be targeting in the last 1 month from your preparation. Again, obviously, some of the students might not be able to dedicate that much. Okay, now this is from the perspective of FRM level 1. For level 2, I'm going to talk at the end again. So stay with me. Now the 4 pillars of your preparation, okay, that what you should be doing in the last month. The first is doing full revision. Okay, 1 full revision should happen during that last month. Okay, then whatever is the important concepts for level 1, we have already uploaded the video of important concepts for each chapters. Okay, for level 2, we'll be coming out with something similar in the near future, so you can focus on those important concepts also, plus the mock paper analysis. So you have to give mock papers, and when you're giving the mock papers, after the mock papers, do a detailed analysis of 2 hours, 3 hours, and try to understand what is happening with respect to each question. Okay, whether a question is correct or wrong. If it is wrong, why is it wrong? Okay, what made you choose wrong answer? In some cases, you can also go and check if the question is correct. Okay, was it by fluke, or basically you had some clear understanding about the concept and you got the question correct? Okay, so do a proper analysis of the mock. This is very important. Then, like you have the GAP sample paper, okay, the latest sample paper for 2025, you have to make sure that those sample papers are done properly. Okay, that means most of the time you'll find the concepts, same concepts are tested in the actual exam with a different question. So make sure that you are doing extremely well in the GAP sample paper in terms of their solving, in terms of the analysis of the overall mock. Okay, how should you plan your last month? Okay, how should you do that? Okay, so in the initial 10 days, I'm taking a window of around 30 days. Okay, I'm taking a window of around 30 days. In the initial 10 days, you should focus on doing a 1 full revision of the content. Okay, that means around 62 chapters for your level 1. Okay, and then do your first mock. So if you're Fintelligents students, you have already been added 4 mocks. Make sure that you solve those mocks properly. So one full mock properly. Then do the revision and the important concepts. Okay, do that properly. Next, once you're done, so once you're done with the first mock, okay, you're giving at least 2 days to analyze the mock, to learn from the mistakes and do not repeat it, and also revise some concepts, okay, some concepts which you have already seen or which you're weak in the preparation. So do a revision for that, okay, and then go and give your second mock paper. Okay, Bhavisha, answering to your query, GARP mock paper, the latest sample paper is available in your portal directly. For people who have registered for the exam, they are already getting that access. Okay, so in day 15, you're going to be giving the second mock. Okay, and then give 2 more days to do some revision, do some analysis of mock, understanding of where you're making mistake. And by this time, you should be able to clearly understand that which chapters are weak areas for you, which chapters are good areas for you, okay, or your strength. So you should be in a position to analyze that properly. Then give your third mock, okay, again with 1 or 2 days of final revision after the mock. So analysis has to happen. That's the reason I'm giving 2 days. Okay, so do not miss that. And then the final mock ideally should be your GARP latest sample paper. Okay, if it is 2 sample paper, make sure you solve both the sample papers properly. And then do a final revision. Okay, because before the exam, I have given 5 days window, okay, explicitly for you to do one final reading and revision before the exam to go for the final one, right? So over here, what I'm trying to do is, ideally you should be giving first 2-3 days, focus more on book 3 and book 4 because of the higher weightage, and then do for book 1 and book 2, okay? Make sure you read all the formulas, all the important concepts properly in your preparation, okay, and do the one full final revision for the exam, okay. So this is how you should plan your level 1 preparation. Any queries, guys, you can put it on the chat section and I'll address the query. Okay, there are a lot of students who are from level 2 also who are going to be giving the upcoming level 2 exam in May. So now I'm going to be talking about those level 2 part. At the end, I'm going to highlight some important parts or ways of preparation which is applicable to both. Okay, so please make sure that you stay with us. So FRM level 2, okay, when exactly is the exam? So it's going to be starting from 17th to 20th. Okay, almost there are 104 chapters over here. And if you look at the size of the number of chapters, so credit risk is slightly heavy, liquidity risk and operation risk. In terms of the weightage, the first 3 books, credit risk, market risk and operation risk, these 3 books are extremely high weightage. Okay, around 20% is what been covered, and the rest of the book covers a little lesser. Current issues, because it changes every year, the weightage is very, very small. Okay, so obviously the focus has to be more on reading on credit, market and operations. Let us go towards the similar plan for your FRM level 2 preparation. Okay, so again 30 days is what I'm looking at. Okay, so first 15 days do a full revision of 6 books. Now I know this is not easily possible, so what you should be focusing on is that you should look at which book, which chapter I want to revise again. You must have already read properly, right? You must have already gone through the concepts, so revise it properly. Then first mock and analysis has to be given, has to be there. Okay, further revision and important concepts, same order. You have to solve a mock, give 2-3 days or to do a revision to understand the concepts which you have made mistake, make a note of them, write somewhere. Okay, analysis of the mock, you have to give at least 2 days properly. Okay, I'll answer your query, Bhavisha, 1 second. Okay, then you have to give second mock, again 2 days for your proper revision and important concepts. Then you have to give the GARP sample paper, okay, over here, GARP sample paper fully, and then 1 more revision and then final mock. So you're giving 3 mocks apart from your GARP sample paper. So over here, the GARP sample paper you're giving on 22nd days, and then the third mock of our institute. For example, if you're our student, so you will get 4 mock papers, so you're going to solve the third mock over here. And then in the final 5 days, from day 25 to day 30, this is where your final revision should happen. The order of the revision should be credit risk, then go and solve market risk, then go and solve operation risk, then liquidity, then investment risk, and then current issues. the order should be followed like that, because credit risk is where you will find a lot of calculation coming in, which is also there in one of the previous exams. Market risk is smaller in content but slightly tricky. Operation risk is way through theory, okay, and heavy weightage, so you cannot skip that, right? So this is the overall strategy for your level 2. I'll answer the query now. So Bhavisha, you was asking, yes, actually I've deferred the exam from November to May. So on a portal it is showing my practice paper. So my question, it is the same. So generally the practice paper does not change. Okay, most of the time it does not change. So you can still use and go and solve the whatever is available on the portal. It's the same GAP sample paper. Okay. I hope I've answered the query. Now guys, the important points to remember, okay, for the exam, okay, make sure, be it level 1, be it level 2, okay, focus on understanding the concept behind the question. Now what generally I've seen is, in the GAP sample paper, if there is a question on say capital asset pricing model, okay, and they are asking some calculation, but in the actual exam what they are doing is, they are asking a theory question, okay, on the calculation formula. They are asking a theory question on that formula. Okay, so the same concept was there in the GAP sample paper, but it was twisted in the actual exam. So hence I'm saying, don't just memorize the concept, don't just memorize the formulas, try to understand what is happening in the formula. Okay, analyze the each mock papers carefully. This is where I feel lot of students who are preparing for the exam end up making mistake. They complete the curriculum very late, and then what happens, they give the mock and they just give the mock for the sake of giving it. Don't do that. Okay, read the mock properly. I mean, once you're done solving, okay, analyze the mock properly, look at each question and ask this question to yourself. If the same question come in your actual exam, or a similar concept come in the exam, will I be able to answer that question on the concept or not? That is what you are supposed to ask yourself. Okay, do not repeat the mistakes. Now this is very common. So if suppose I've given the first mock and I've identified that this particular chapter and this particular page in the curriculum is something which I'm not comfortable with. So when you go to the next exam, make sure you're reading it properly, going through something, going through ChatGPT or understanding the concept, going through lecture again. But make sure that whatever problems you've identified in those mock papers, you should not take those problems in the next mock paper, ideally. Okay, because how do I look at it? Suppose if I'm giving 4 mock papers, so there are 400 questions connected to say around 300-350 core concepts from the book. So when I'm doing the mock papers, I'm actually looking at those core concepts, and everything is almost going to come in your paper connected to those concepts only. Okay. For level 1, book 3, book 4 is very, very important. So make sure that you read those chapters again when you're doing the final revision also twice. If possible, give more time to those chapters properly. For level 2, credit, market and operation, being a slightly heavy weighted, give 2 readings. Okay, especially your operation risk, because operation risk is very theoretical. You might not remember the concept. So reading it twice is going to give you a lot of advantage, because in the exam, you'll be solving a lot of things on your gut feeling. Okay. In the last day before the exam, go through all the formulas daily. So if generally I say 10 days before the exam, morning, afternoon, evening, just go through the formulas. That will give you good confidence, because see, remembering the formula on the exam date is not very difficult. How to solve that formula on the calculator and getting the answer is tough. That is what you should prepare before. And 10 days before the exam, focus on remembering the formula. Each book focus on what is the important concept. For level 1, I have already shared the important concepts. Make sure that those concepts you're doing it properly without any mistake. Okay. And have patience, do not panic. I've started getting calls from a lot of students who are preparing for level 1 that they're panicking in their preparation. So don't do that. Okay. Have a calm mind, trying to understand because I've seen a lot of people who have given huge preparation time, they've solved everything, but still they're panicking. So do not panic, because your entire preparation will get sabotaged if you end up panicking over the section. Okay. So don't do that. And please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share it to your friends who are preparing for the exam. And for all of you guys, all of our audience, all of our students, we have come out with interesting podcasts. I'm meeting a lot of new people online now, and join for those podcasts, attend those podcasts whenever we are conducting it, if possible, and learn from the industry people. Okay. If you need any guidance, this is our number. Okay, you can reach us on our WhatsApp number. We'll try to help you out. It is not that you are a student of intelligence, then only we'll be able to help you. It's not like that. Whatever is possible from our end, we will definitely do that. Okay, so you can reach us on this WhatsApp number and we'll try to help you out. Okay, so I hope this entire thing, entire discussion or the plan of preparation is going to help you in your exam. So best of luck, guys, for your upcoming exam. We'll be keeping more such live sessions for your preparation in the future. Okay, so thank you very much, guys, for joining in.